see Brandon out there yesterday. What's the plan for him for the rest of the week?
We'll see. It's day by day.
Is he a guy, assuming he feels good, obviously, who could just go kick on some days without any practice then?
Yeah, potentially. I think he's done it a long time. But just like I said last week, I am concerned about it. So I thought Lucas did a great job coming in, stepping in, and in a tough situation, and did a hell of a job. So we feel comfortable with that as well.
Did you have your mind made up Sunday, or how much was Lucas's warm up before the Bengals game add to your?
I think it was less to do with him, more to do with Brandon. So, Brandon still felt something, and we thought the smart play was to go with the other guy.
Is it any different for kickers in terms of it's such a highly specialized skill in terms of the practice during the week? Like, do you need to see that with that position specifically, or is it the same as the other guys that veterans and they just play?
Yeah, I'm probably the wrong guy to ask in that regard. A lot of that's just you're relying on the player and on Rich and just what their gut feelings are. I don't moonlight as a kicking coach is what I'm trying to tell you. So that's why I said I was concerned because, yeah, would I like to see somebody kick throughout the week? Absolutely. But I also know what we have, and he's done it for a long time. And so I think veteran players are going to have a longer leash in regards to where they feel like they're at and if they feel like they can go out there and get the job done.
Has the medical staff suggested just letting him sit and then decide on Saturday or something?
No, I think it's all day by day in regards to how he's feeling and how much progress is made, from the previous day. But he was not scheduled to kick. Like, our routine is they kick on Wednesday and on Friday and then again on Sunday. And so he wasn't scheduled to kick today, so he wouldn't have been kicking anyways. But tomorrow would be his day, so I don't have an answer for you until tomorrow.
I know we talked a couple days ago about how Micah's being
It's a strong stash you got going on.
how Micah's being officiated. Have you guys sent anything into the league just to give them a little nudge about what you want them to look at?
Surely you send stuff in occasionally, but yeah, that's going to be definitely a conversation pregame.
NBA coaches always make a big deal out of that stuff. Like, if they want calls on their guy, they just complain the whole game, and they tell reporters about it all week long. I mean, I
think that's frowned upon in our league.
I mean, seriously, you could maybe lose $1 or $2 if you went up there and kind of pound your fist a little bit about it.
Certainly,
that could do that. Absolutely.
Is this the
I take it that's what you do, Bill?
Well, yeah. I mean, I complained at the baseball game last night. So
All right.
But now.
I'm the bad guy for doing
His foot was off.
You're always
what can I
wondering.
say? Anyways.
Is this the week you bring Christian Watson back?
We'll see.
How has he looked in the team stuff that he's done?
He looks great. He looks great. It's just trying to build up to where we feel comfortable for him to go out there and perform. And also where he feels like he's got enough practice in as well.
You were talking about Arizona's defense yesterday being different now than they were last year, but are they still using?
I wouldn't say they're different. I think that a lot of the principles still apply. I think they're different when you look at their personnel. I mean, they've really beefed up their personnel, their defensive line. Got a new backer in there. I think the corners are playing really well. So that's how they're different. It looks different on tape.
Okay, so they're using Buddha the same way. He kind of, I don't want to say freelances, but
It's definitely not freelance. It's definitely now they free him up in regards to allowing him to be a player, and they do a lot of good things with him. I mean, he's a dynamic football player, and you better know where he's at all times because he can wreck you in both the run game and in the pass game.
Now, you made it clear you'd like to see more takeaways. X has such a big presence in the deep middle, and one thing your defense doesn't do is give up explosives, obviously, down the middle of the field. Has there been any conversation on putting him in different places where he might be able to make more of those type of plays, or do you like him where he's at?
Yeah, he's got that ability within certain calls to rotate, whether he wants to be the down guy or the back guy. I think one of the things why we're not getting tested quite as much is with how fast the ball is coming out of the quarterback's hands. So, it's there. It's hard to, with as fast as quarterbacks are throwing, it's hard for those longer plays to develop to take those shots down the field. Now, I think Arizona does a nice job, and they want to push the ball down the field, so we'll see what their plan is.
Would you like to see more teams test you deep?
It just depends. Are we making the play or not?
We've asked a bunch about your fourth quarter defense, but your fourth quarter offense has been just as strong. What has gone so well for you guys in that regard?
Probably staying ahead of the sticks. I mean, it's the same stuff we emphasize all the time, is just trying to stay on schedule and being in those third down and manageables, or stay out of third down altogether. That's always my favorite, when we can have a drive where that doesn't have any third downs. So, and then I think we're doing a better job, at least, I don't know what the numbers say, but it feels like we've done a better job in terms of playing penalty-free in that fourth quarter, which obviously it doesn't put you back and keeps you in those normal down and distances where you have both the run and the pass at your disposal.
Man, I saw with the ball coming out so fast, are there things that you need to do to keep from getting nickel and dimed to death?
Yeah, there's certain, absolutely, you can do a lot of different things. A lot of it's just, what is the score of the game? I mean, you don't want to get the later it goes, if you're up in the contest, you don't want to give up a cheap one. But yeah, absolutely, based on call and coverage.
I saw an interview with Steve Young yesterday. He was talking about quarterback preparation. Remember, he's a law student. And he said when he got to the 49ers, he realized that his week of preparation, he had to get it down to where it was a reflex, that he wasn't thinking all. Just, he saw things and just didn't even think about it, just reflexed it. And he said he realized he had to put more into it than a week at law school to get ready for a game. And I was thinking, as a coach, how do you measure that during the week of preparation, that your guy is at that level?
Yeah, it's always, I mean, there's going to be homework, and that's what the great ones do, and I think that's what our quarterback does. And it just, every guy's a little bit different in terms of how they're able to retain whatever it is that you're telling them. And I think Jordan's got unbelievable recall, and the longer we've been together, the easier he gets it. So now we got a great test this week. I think, like we mentioned, this defense, they do a lot of things that are going to test you in regards to showing you one thing, playing another, and having complementary looks.
Matt, with Micah, how are you still seeing him impact games, even though maybe the splash plays aren't there because of how teams are kind of countering that pass rush? And how often are you seeing some of these plays that you wish were called? Is it just once every now and then? Is it every drive?
Saying what now?
The plays where you're seeing him being held and preventing him from maybe
sometimes in game it's a little bit more difficult to see. I mean, it just depends where your eyes are. If you're watching the rush, you can see it. A lot of times, I guess it's just my training to watch more of the back end and see what's going on. But yeah, I think that he's been very impactful. Obviously, I think the way teams scheme against us, it's pretty obvious what they're trying to do. I mean, in some instances, there's O lineman, a tight end, and a back right where he is. So, which is great for the other guys. Now those other guys got to win their one-on-one opportunities, and then based on the coverage and concept, it kind of dictates how fast the ball gets out of the quarterback's hands.
Matt, the stats on defense in terms of first half and second half are pretty jarring. What would you attribute that to in terms of how good the first half defense has been?
Haven't we been talking that the last 3 days? That's something that obviously that we've got to find a better solution to. So a lot of it is dictated by the circumstance, and if you get up in the second half, they're going to throw the ball, and the ball's coming out quick. So you can do things from a coverage standpoint to try to alleviate those quick throws, but then you're susceptible to getting the ball thrown over your head. Like last week is a great example. I mean, you got two, not that we didn't play man coverage, we tried everything. He was half was Rolodex and everything in terms of trying to keep him off balance, so they might have to hold the ball an extra tick, but they had two premier receivers out there. So it's just every game's a little bit different, guys. You can't just lump everything in. I know you guys want a black and white answer, but it's not that simple. You know, there's going to be moments. It's the National Football League. Everybody you're playing against is generally pretty good. So they're going to have their moments. It just so happens that the second half has been not as good for us, and it's been better for the opposition. Last year, the talk of the deal was the second quarter. Why are you guys giving up so many points in the second quarter? So, I mean, every situation is a little bit different.
Two more, please.
We see the plays where Jordan Love gets out of the pocket and extends them, but how important has it been his movement within the pocket and that manipulation to his success this season?
Yeah, I think that's always been critical, and I think that's one of the things that he's done such a nice job of. That kind of gets, a lot of times that stuff gets overshadowed, you know, in regards to those subtle movements, and able to find a check down when there's pressure in his face or whatever it may be. But I think that's one of his strengths.
Is your trust in Musgrave's blocking increasing at all? And how would that change how you use him and maybe use the offense?
Yeah, I think that's something that he's always working on. All those guys are, but absolutely. And I think, again, each week's a little bit different. You know, in regards to, are you playing a 3-4 defense, a 4-down defense? Who are their edge setters? It comes down to matchups a lot of the times. What are their coverage contours? So it's a pretty layered question in regards to. There's things that we feel really good about, and there's other things that we feel like we're not quite there yet. So we're going to continue to work on those and try to make that a strength.